Hi, Steve here. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential patio, and this is a viewer's question. They basically were asking, where would I put two of the CD6024 Infratech 6,000 watt units in this patio? So let's look at the overall dimensions. So first of all, we'll talk about, we have a fan. There is a TV set over here. This is a sliding door, and this is all aluminum structure. So overall dimensions of the structure I have is basically I have the outside edge to outside edge about 19 foot. Also the depth here about 13 feet. The height of the patio, you can see here, it starts attached to the wall over here at about 10 foot, and I have that at the top edge of the roof structure. And then the top edge over here, I have that starting at the post, or above the post, I should say, at 9'6". So I think that's about it as far as the dimensions. Got a 2 foot overhang over here, or 2.5 foot, I believe. Yes, 2 foot 1/2 inch overhang over here. Let's see if there's anything else. Just some little measurements I placed in here. The diameter of the fan I have at 5 foot 5 inches. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and turn that off for right now and talk about where I would put two of the 6,000 watt units. And let's see here, turn that off here for a second. So being that we need to make sure that we are meeting the clearances, especially below the unit, because this is non-combustible up here, the clearances aren't technically required. However, with aluminum does melt at different temperatures, and also you want to make sure that the heater itself is well ventilated above the unit so that it doesn't overheat itself. So we are going to go ahead and try to maintain that clearances as well as any clearances around the unit itself that need to be met here too. So going back to that clearance area here. So basically what I've done is I've taken these units and I have them, I believe, at a 6-degree angle. 6 degrees pointed in towards the center, and make sure that I had my 18 inches of clearance from the edge of the heater to the fan blade. Now, if the fan blade is not combustible, so it's not wood, it's not synthetic, something of that nature, then you can come a little bit closer and maybe point the heater straight down if you wished. However, I'm trying to get a better coverage by that 6-degree angle and mounting the unit basically off center here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to check it from the actual bracket here. Let's see if I can get that here. And sometimes it doesn't cooperate, so let's see where we go. And we'll go to this edge here, center here, and you can see that the distance is approximately 9.5 feet center to center on the brackets themselves. Now, if I measured the angle here to here, that could be slightly different. So I want to make sure that this is what I would actually recommend based on the angle as well as the clearance to the fan blade. So in any case, there's the clearance, and let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Before I do that, let's say we'll turn this off here, and I want to talk about one other issue here. So being that the rooftop here is a slope ceiling, we want to make sure that the element itself is level and solid. As you can see inside here, the elements, there are nichrome wires, and they go across here. If this heater is at an angle, what will end up happening is, as these nichrome wires heat up, they will cool off, and then they will start to slope downhill at an angle, and then this will get super hot on this side, super cold on this side, and it'll eventually fail at operation. So you'll have to get a new element every, so many weeks or months. So you want to make sure you have this heater at a level surface. So what I've done is I've taken a couple of blocks, and let's see if I have those here. Yep. I've taken a couple of blocks and mounted it to the actual surface here, because that's where our starting point will be. And then I made another one over here, but you can see, barely see, that I dropped it down a few inches here. Let's go ahead and see what that measurement might be. Now, this isn't going to be the exact measurement, but you can see if I go with this angle here, this point I should say here, that's approximately 1 and 5/16. If I go over here to this point, that's approximately 1 and 3/16. So the center of that being close to what the true slope of the ceiling might be. So, and I say that might be because you need to make sure that you have that actual slope. But in any case, if you drop the block down and you attach the block over here, these heaters are roughly 18 pounds a piece. I think that would be acceptable as far as a visual part of that. Let's go ahead and turn off these dimensions, and I'm going to turn off this 9. Just remember that number, 9 and 4 inches basically. But I just wanted you to be able to see this is what your view would look like. You're not going to see the heaters. They're not going to stand out all that much with that drop like that. So in any case, let's go ahead and look at that footprint of heat. And that footprint of heat is going to look something like this with a 6,000 watt unit. And I'm trying to get the majority of the coverage inside here. If you wanted to change that angle back to the standard straight down angle, let's go ahead and do that and see what that would accomplish. And so that's about the right distance there, and you can see that we're missing some of the inner edge here, so that's why I had that 6-degree angle. So I'm going to go back to that, and also want to talk about one last thing is, so these heaters are 6,000 watts, and if you use a duplex switch on this, you're going to have a 3,000 watt unit. So let's go ahead and just look at what a 3,000 watt unit might, output might look like in comparison to a 6,000 watt unit. So here's a single element 3,000 watt unit, and you can see the footprint of heat isn't as great as the 6,000 watt unit. So would I recommend 3,000? No. Would I recommend maybe a 4,000? Probably. And if I was to use a 6,000, yes, you could use a 6,000, but I would definitely consider using a control system for it, because most of the time 6,000 watts is going to be too intense for this elevation. Let's go ahead and look at what that elevation is going to end up being, and let's see if we can pull that out here. So that's 8 feet off the finished floor, and a 6,000 watt unit is designed for really a 10-foot mounting height. So I would prefer not to use that 6,000 unless I had a control. And yes, I would love to have a 6,000 if I had a control on that. That would be something that would work out just fine. So let's go back to this, looking at the plan that I had here. And again, you'd have to decide whether you wanted that to be angled or not. I'm going to go ahead and change that angle here and see, just so you can see what that footprint would look like again. And let's see if I can grab that. We'll go with that 6 degrees. And let's see, there you go. So even with that straight down, our coverage here isn't the best. However, on a cooler day, if you move that area in just slightly, you're going to be in that ray a little bit better. And from front to back, you can see here we're good. Here we're not as good, but there's always somebody that would like less heat. The other thing too I should mention is the center point that I actually chose here on this image is the center point from, I believe, here to here, so that is the actual center point of the heater in that direction. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. Please tap that like button. If you appreciate this channel and if you appreciate this drawing, other people will also be able to find this by just a simple tap, and that's like a thank you for what we do on this channel. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.